411, hun.
What's the 411, hun?
I got it going on,
Hey, yo, I
hun.
got it going on, hun.
Show me your hands!
Yo, what up? I'm back. Yes, we about to get up into this.
Get a look at all the damn people that's around here, okay? Child by. No. No, ma'am.
Yo, what up, family? How y'all doing? Yes, here we are off the late night, and we about to report a little bit of the news. It's about like 3:30 in the morning. I just left the club, and I got to get up at about 6:45 so I can go ahead and pull this 16-hour shift tomorrow. But I'm going to go ahead and report on what I know about this particular situation because we got something that's been developing here in Fort Worth, Texas, and it's a situation that's kind of similar to the whole Botham Jean particular situation that happened in Dallas, where you have a innocent black person that was murdered by an officer that felt threatened or whatnot. And this lady's name was Atatiana Jefferson, and she goes by the name of Tay, and she was babysitting her nephew that was an 8-year-old, and they were sitting around playing video games and things, and a neighbor that was concerned about their well-being pretty much had made a phone call to the non-criminal hotline. It was the the hotline where you just call where there's just no complaints. You just want to check on some people, and pretty much it turned into a whole live murder type situation or whatever. Now, what I do know about this officer is that they have not released the name. Of course, they have not released the name because this is a white officer and they're going to protect their identity as much as possible. But they've been in the force for about a year and a half, and pretty much I see that they were improperly trained, and it's just sad to see that this situation has happened to another black person here in the United States of America. But just kind of what's going on, the trending thing that's going on, the topic, who knows, I might be a motherfucking topic one day, you never know, shit, hell, this is what's happening, and you had a concerned neighbor that really wanted to express their concerns to the hotline, and I'm gonna go ahead and let him speak on what he was thinking at that time and point, and y'all let me know what y'all think.
2 o'clock a.m. I got a call from my niece, and she alerted me that my neighbor, which was unusual for the neighbor. So I came over to see if there was anything wrong. I noticed that all the lights were in the house were on. I didn't see any movement. So instead of going in, I went back home and I called the Fort Worth Police Department to come out and do a welfare check to make sure my neighbor was okay. 15 minutes later, I heard a loud noise, and I saw 5 or 10 police officers surrounding the house. And I don't know what happened on the inside of the house. All I know is my neighbor is dead. They came out and got a statement from me because I was the one that called them. They took my statement. They told me that the detective would come talk to me and tell me what was going on. I've yet to see the detective.
Now, here we go. We have a picture of Miss Atatiana Jefferson that goes by the name of Tay right here. And as you can see, she was no harm to nobody. At least I don't think that she was a harm to anybody. She doesn't have a, threatening look or anything like that to her. Besides, her skin is black, and we already know how that kind of goes in this day and age, okay? Especially in 2019 and ever since that idiot been elected into the motherfucking office, okay? She was there doing her thing with her nephew and having a good little time. And as you can see, the officer went ahead and saw through the window, made a command, and shot through. Now, let me go ahead and say this right here. Y'all edited that video for Worth police office because to me, the fact that y'all saw that the officer might have saw 2 guns in plain sight, the gun was not in anybody's hand or anything like that. So, therefore, there was no threat to the officer. So, there shouldn't have been no type of reason as to why he should have been firing off in that type of situation. Plus, on top of that, the phone call that was made by Mr. James Smith, who was the neighbor that was concerned about the situation, he calls it a non-threatening, non-criminal hotline. So therefore, you should have acted and been there in a more, concerning manner instead of a more, ready to go, TTG manner. Because that's pretty much what you was, in a situation. You was ready to go. You was ready to kill somebody in that moment. You was scared as hell. It was late at night. It was dark, and you was like, hell. It's probably a little, ethnic neighborhood, and you felt a little bit threatened or something like that. But, that's just kind of how things be, with some of these new officers out there. They don't know, they hear from a hole in the damn ground, and some of them already had their motherfucking prejudices about different ethnicities and stuff. So, shit, they ready to dang gonna pop off on anybody that don't look like them, okay? So, but let's go ahead and talk about Mr. James Smith. He was a concerned neighbor in this particular situation right here. And, this is one of those sad things, whereas I feel like that even though you was concerned in that manner, if you would have kind of mind your own damn business, Mr. James Smith, Miss Atatiana wouldn't be, dead. And I know that you're remorseful and you feel that way now and stuff, but, that's just kind of a thing. Like, we want to be helpful and stuff, but you should have kind of went over there and checked on her yourself instead of calling the police, especially in this day and age and how, black people are just being shot for no damn reason. I don't know what you thought was going to happen in this particular situation. I understand you're concerned, but you was a guy, it was a female that you was concerned about. So if you didn't think that she was going to be a threat, you probably should have went and knocked on the door yourself, and maybe she would still be alive to this day. Maybe that's just me talking right there. I don't know. But it's just really sad. My heart goes out to the family and everything. And my heart goes out to you, Mr. James. I'm not saying that, to make you feel bad or anything like that. But it's just, sometimes, I don't think that black people and us calling the cops and stuff is just such a safe thing in this day and age, especially when we're concerned about somebody that looks like us or whatever. We should go ahead and check on them ourselves. And she's a lady, and you was concerned, and you're a male, and like I said, you could have went ahead and easily went over there, and this would have been a whole different situation, but things happen, and that's just kind of, how things turned out. I just, like I say, my condolences to the family, and let's go ahead and hear the official report. My boy Ken over there, he was over there trying to deliver his thing, and he go right now.
Neighbor James Smith, who called police to this house at 2 in the morning for a welfare check because the lights were on and the door was open, blames himself tonight for this woman's death. Her relatives are devastated and they are angry.
You want to see justice, but justice don't bring my sister back.
Her sister fights back tears as she describes 28-year-old Atatiana Jefferson, a college graduate who was at the house looking after her nephew.
She would have never been a threat to anyone. This is why this is so hard to conceive.
That police officer's shirt cam video shows him looking around outside the house, but never speaking to anyone until he sees the woman through a window, barks out a few words, and immediately starts shooting. The police video shows a gun was later found in the house, but it does not show the victim pointing it.
There's no reason for her to be dead because there was nothing violent going on. There was no distress at this particular property. They had no reason to come here with guns drawn.
The man who called police says he used the non-emergency number and not 911 because there was no emergency. He was just concerned for his neighbor's safety.
These are men that's trained. What kind of training is that? What kind of training is that?
Police are not commenting about this tonight except for a press release about the basics. The president of the Fort Worth Police Officers Association says that the officer involved had been on the force for a year and a half. He has not been named. The union president says that police officers are mourning with the rest of the city. Reporting live in Fort Worth, Ken Kaltoff.
Yeah, so, that's that right there. Like I say, they protecting him, by all means or whatever. But, like I say, y'all need to do a better job of, training your officers in Dallas to do a better job of, using tact whenever you're approaching a situation, especially whenever people are calling the non-criminal hotline, okay? There was no reason why this woman should be dead at this point in time, man. Like I say, we are here reporting on this, and it shouldn't even be happening at this point. And to know that this guy is still on the staff or whatever just leads me to believe it's going to be another Amber Geiger situation. Let's just hope and pray that we don't have Tammy Kemp ass up on the damn stand because, she going to be hugging and crying and stuff or whatever and giving people, 2 years and a month probation or whatever, how she do. But, let's just hope that, this don't turn out to be this, and let's hope that this family gets some type of justice served, but to know that this officer is on leave, but, probably still on pay, it's just kind of disheartening to me. I think that they need to be, a thorough investigation needs to be done or whatever, and this officer needs to be fired ultimately, and it needs to be some major time served. And I know Amber Geiger's situation was, pretty much 5 years sentence, It just sucks that this situation is happening within like a whole 2-week time span of her whole sentencing situation, Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Prayers go up to the family of Miss Atatiana Jefferson. And, hopefully you all can find some type of, peace within, with the whole conviction. And, hopefully this person does get convicted. But, you never know with the damn police and the justice system or whatever. This person may just actually walk free. But I'm just here reporting on the news and what I know at this point in time. Just know that I love you all. Love you all. Hit the motherfucking subscribe button if you have not. And go ahead and leave that motherfucking comment, okay? And let me know what y'all think. And I will talk to you all later. All right. Bye.